pound. Press the pound key to end recording.
Henry McClure, live. Holler. 785-383-9994. Okay, look, I'm going to move that. Look at that monitor right there. And tell me when you've got we got a better picture of you.
Okay, I'm in it now. I'm in the lower right-hand corner.
Can you see the hotline number?
Yes.
Can you see me if I was sitting there?
If you were sitting in this chair,
Yeah.
yes, you would be eminently visible.
Okay, we got the Topeka Factor live today. Henry McClure and Marshall Barber. And I think I need to turn it a little more your way because I don't need that door in the picture. We got to get a permanent studio. How's that?
Okay.
All right.
I'd say it's good.
So I'm on coffee detail.
You're right.
And you ready to go live on yours? Anything you want to talk about before we go live?
Well, 3 possible topics. This neighborhood incentive program, I'm sure you're familiar with it.
Maybe not.
So you could talk about it. The neighborhood revitalization program.
Yeah.
Did you by any chance go last night to the city?
No.
Yeah. I wondered because
I thought the city council didn't have a meeting.
Maybe they didn't. I don't know.
No, they didn't because it's where it is in the month.
Yeah. Then we've got I'd like to talk a little bit about the fourplex listing on Buchanan, which is close to that vacant lot that you have.
Disclose one.
We could both talk about that vacant lot
All right.
as being, do they want what? Maybe, I don't know, 5,000 for it?
Yeah, we take $5,000.
I mean, I don't.
Henry McClure live on TikTok. We're doing the Topeka Factor. You can follow us on YouTube right now. We're live at YouTube at Henry McClure. So you can tune into YouTube and see us. And you ready to go live on Facebook?
Just about. See this picture of brush?
Yes.
I got summoned by the city of Lenexa
For that brush?
for this pile of brush that would fit into the back of a Ford Ranger pickup.
Now,
and this is the city of Lenexa we're talking about. That's all worked up about. So I drove in there yesterday just to look at it because I thought I was.
Is that a listing of yours?
No, it's property owned by a client of mine, and I'm the registered agent for this property because the city of Lenexa makes you register your rental properties every so often.
So you got somebody to bitch at.
And yeah, so they're calling me. They're calling me at home about this brush pile.
I can top you.
It's like, this is like enough brush to build a campfire when you're in Boy Scouts, maybe.
I hate to top you, but
go ahead.
So you want to hear the wildest thing. So I've got that almost. It's going to end up being 4 or 5 acres or 3 or 4 acres at 21st and Adams.
Okay, I'm getting ready to go live on my Facebook thing here. Just
Okay.
one moment.
We'll let him go live. Good morning.
Good morning, sports fans. This is your humble correspondent, Marshall
Thanks
Barber.
for tuning in.
And it's
we're talking real estate
it's time
today.
once again for Facebook Live.
I've got
on the Topeka Factor.
This is my 44th year in real estate.
With the estimable Henry McClure.
Estimable. I love that word.
And myself.
Here, you can say hello to Marshall Barber. He's over here.
Greetings.
We're on TikTok.
I got my white hat on this morning because I'm one of the good guys.
Now I'm one of the black hats.
Yeah,
because I had to evict a guy.
You've got some bad public relations over at 21st and Adams.
Oh, is it in the paper?
No, it's not.
Well, it will be.
This is an old article I thought we could talk about. No more blight. But okay, you're
so speaking of blight.
Yeah.
So
you're at 21st and Adams.
Yeah. So my guy is the second owner. You know where that trailer park is?
Yes.
So my client bought the trailer park and the vacant land at the end.
Okay.
But when he sold it, he kept the vacant land at the end
Right.
because he thought it might have some commercial, um, some commercial life.
He sold the trailer park.
He sold the trailer park. Actually, you know what I ought to do? I won't be able to see how many people are watching, but if I turn my TikTok on there, they can see the show. Let's just do that. Let's see if that works.
Facebook Live. We are simulcasting on TikTok, simulcasting on YouTube Live, and my own personal Facebook Live feed. We're reporting from the nerve center of.
This is the Glass Houses studio.
It's the.
I like that name, the Glass Houses.
That would be a good name for a commercial real estate firm, or
Glass
even a
Houses?
residential real. Perhaps better, a residential real estate firm.
Let's see.
Lee is checking in from Dallas, and perhaps he can provide some perspective on this Wall Street Journal article that I was also going to bring up as a possible subject.
Okay, so let's
Home prices hit a record high, limiting sales.
let's make a deal today and decide what the Topeka factor is, what our format is. And I'd rather talk about real estate.
Okay.
But so long story short, it came out in court yesterday.
In court.
The eviction,
Okay.
the day we bought the property. So it's the trailer park plus all that land, and there's a house on 21st Street that it was red tag. The heater was red tag. So the furnace. So the tenant shouldn't have been living in there anyway. The day we bought it, wasn't living in a house. And this is like years upon years ago. Okay. And I don't have the transactions memorized because it just doesn't matter.
Well, let me ask on that house, is there active utilities of any kind?
Well,
oh, great. Now my phone's ringing and I don't know. I'm just going to send a message saying, please text me. Okay. That'll take care of that.
oh, let me make sure we can take calls over here.
Well, the number to call, if you want to call this, is 785-235-3353.
Hey, listen.
And you're making sure that we have the, I'll just mention this article. This doesn't pertain to Dallas, but there's a woman named Christine in San Antonio who's had her house on the market since November. Potential buyers for her home likely have low rates on their current mortgages and can't afford to give that up, she says. She doesn't think her house is going to sell. She's going to keep it on the market anyway.
So, and why is that news?
So well, it's in the Wall Street Journal. Ask them.
Man, it's a slow news day. Why don't we talk about BlackRock owning the world?
That would be a good subject. But
okay.
So anyway, back to 21st. This is not an area the Wall Street Journal would probably cover with their penchant for wanting to cover the glamorous properties. 21st and Adams. Did the house have any utilities on?
Okay.
Because the city will placard a house if they're.
Okay, so as time marches on in the story, at one point in time, we've got a bill. We started getting billed from the city for a service ready charge.
Interesting.
So why are we getting a $50 charge for service ready? And they said, well, because it hasn't had water on since August of 2023.
Oh, okay. So no water.
Yeah.
And a red tag furnace.
No, red tag furnace is years upon years. What I'm saying is the guy was living in a house that he shouldn't have been the day we bought the property.
Was he paying rent or was it just?
Well, yeah, I guess.
To
the guy that we bought it from.
Okay.
Now, everything is a very complicated piece of history.
This is getting very convoluted, yes.
Yes. So then later we sell the trailer park, but we hold on to the other end, and the guy just stays there. We never raise his rent. And, well, okay, so the long and the short of it, he has some health issues, goes to the hospital. We haven't collected rent. then we find out later about the water problem. So the house gets condemned.
The house is condemned. as
It's
we speak.
condemned.
Okay.
And so, and that's just because the city of Topeka, it's not, you can't live in it.
Right.
And
Yeah, they'll condemn a house if it's.
and this whole
yeah.
thing is done on a handshake. There's no written lease. And so if you've got a lease that's month to month and it's not in writing, well, go put it in writing. You'll find out my 44 years of experience says anything to do with real estate, any contract, have it in writing.
Needs to be in writing.
Yeah.
Make a note of that, sports fans.
There you go. And so,
Want to say good morning to Lynn
good morning, Lynn.
and Lee down in Dallas,
Hello, Lee in Dallas.
where when he bought his house in 2003, he said interest rates were 6.87 in 2003.
So,
Anyway, keep going on 21st and
okay.
Adams.
So we've got the court yesterday at 2:45 to evict the guy.
Right.
And we don't ask for any back rent. We don't want anything but possession.
You don't even want lawyers' fees.
Oh, no, we didn't ask for anything
Okay.
or court costs.
Okay.
We paid for everything up front.
Good morning, Maryland.
Hello, Marilyn.
Facebook Live.
So all we wanted was possession.
Right.
Okay, so
We're in the middle of a real estate story with him.
well, now
Henry
it's in
McClure.
court.
Yep.
So in the morning, I get a text.
This morning?
No, before
Yesterday.
before court.
Okay, yesterday.
And I can't read it. And I called the owner. I go, could you just send it via email? So still, by the time I get to court, I don't know what's in front of me. Well, while I'm talking to the lawyer and it comes out in court, all his stuff got taken by code compliance. So he was stacking up his stuff. He wants to move off and take his possessions. Okay. He said that he had neatly packed in boxes on a trailer ready to be hooked up to move. All of it got taken by code compliance.
Why would they do that? And what do they do with it? This is a Topeka real estate story. You're
Okay,
hearing
but
it for
think
the
about
first
it.
time.
Think
on
about it.
Facebook
As the
Live
landlord,
from McClure Real Estate Nerve Center.
the glass houses.
Glass.
So I don't have,
This poor guy, he had all his stuff taken by the city.
yeah. So I don't have possession of the property. I had to sue for possession.
Right.
So even a month-to-month lease has
Well, yeah.
certain things, quiet enjoyment. It's
Well,
understood.
Yeah, you're supposed to, well, keep going, but normally before
So
disposing of a tenant's belongings, you have to post a notice in the newspaper, a record on that.
So code compliance comes out and takes it all. And now I'm feeling sorry for the guy.
Is there a record of that?
The
Of
record?
what code compliance do they keep?
Yeah, I got all the bill. It was a $600 bill. They're trying to bill me for
For stealing the guy's stuff?
it. Well, code compliance.
Oh my God, this is like Stalinist government here. Code compliance just moves in and takes the guy's stuff.
No due process.
No due process.
No due process.
Boy, I want to say good morning to Terry.
Good morning, Terry.
I mean, on one hand, you've got a landlord following due process
Yes.
with the eviction
Yes.
because,
But here's the
with,
point,
with
too.
all due sympathy for the tenant, you got to pay your rent.
I wrote
It's
a
that
letter to Sylvia Ortiz, the city council person for that
For that
district,
area.
who acts like you ought to see her in her infrastructure meetings. She says, these are my people.
My
Like-
people.
no, really. Like she'll have everybody stand up from Public Works and say, these are my people. I want to thank my people. It's like she runs the city. And I reach out to her because after 44 years of
So-
experience, you can foresee problems.
Since code compliance is part of my people,
Well, yeah.
did they maybe take all that guy's stuff over to Sylvia's
It's
house?
all still. Well, I heard she's a
Stack it up in
collector.
her front yard?
You never know. But
Say
no.
hi to Joan.
Hello, Joan. Which
This-
Joan?
This is Joan S. This is
Joan S.
Facebook Live. And I'm talking with
This is
Henry
like an
McClure.
AA meeting. You don't have to really.
Well, I have these people doing my Facebook Live. I don't know whether they want their last names used or
That's
not.
fine. That's
Lee Hewitt down there in Dallas, I'm sure he's okay. But I don't know about Joan or Terry or Lynn
well. So now,
or David.
do you see what's happened here?
Now this, people use the phrase government overreach. Well, this kind of seems like a classic example. Not only are they reaching,
Well, I
they're
think
coming into your front yard and grabbing your shit.
I think it was gotcha politics, and they got the wrong guy.
Oh, they thought they were getting your stuff.
Yeah, they thought, well, we're going to get Henry, and he's going to have to pay the $800, and poor Mr. McBride got all his stuff basically stolen.
Well, confiscated, appropriated.
I
Annexed.
don't think they're gingerly storing this stuff
I want to say hi to David
in an aircraft hangar.
Yeah, well,
Okay, so now,
this is really sad because
It is sad.
we have a guy who's being evicted, and he has attempted to comply with the eviction by stacking his possessions, in the yard or on a trailer?
he said in court that he had all this stuff on a trailer stacked neatly, time to go.
And all of a sudden it's gone.
Code compliance took it, billed me $600.
They bill you $600. Hi, Jan. We're getting some pretty good turnout on Facebook Live this morning.
Well, good. Good morning.
We're having a conversation with Henry McClure about some real estate drama that occurred right
Well,
here
and
right here in the River City.
But what's truly
We've got trouble. That stands with a T. That rhymes with C. That stands for code compliance.
we're gonna have a boys band. Okay, I like you've got great analogies, but listen, here's the sad thing about the whole thing. So we're following due process, right?
Gotcha.
And when I'm in court after we won the eviction, the judge looked at me and said, and I'm there sitting as an attorney of fact with a limited power attorney. So in that moment, I'm the landlord.
Right.
And the judge looks at me. Oh, one of the first things I asked my lawyer, I go, how come he doesn't have representation?
The tenant?
Yeah.
Well, they almost never do they?
Well, the judge goes,
I mean, if the guy can't pay rent, he's probably not gonna.
well, okay, but there's no court-appointed attorney for civil actions.
It's
But the judge took a moment and was
here you go. I'm calling Tenniper and Herder. Hey, Joe. This
Larry
is Marshall.
Tenniper was there.
I'm getting kicked out of my house. I don't have any money, but hey, can you go to court and represent me in this eviction proceeding?
I saw Larry at court.
Then the next thing you hear is click.
So,
well, Larry does evictions.
well, yeah, he was there evicting.
He's supposed to. He has the rep of being a real good evictions attorney for the benefit.
Well,
of
my guy did a really good job, and I was glad he was there.
Do you want to say who he is? Or
Yeah, Scott Hesse did a good job.
Oh yeah, Scott Hess, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got a private investigator. I mean, we did everything down to the book, letter of the law to the book. And so, I'm now really feeling sorry for this guy. But I'm kind of angry because I've got the bill, but
Yeah, we should start a GoFundMe or something for this guy so he can get his stuff back. Do they want $600 before they release the stuff? How does that?
I don't know. It's not my problem. The 600 is not my problem. I'm not going to pay it. I didn't have possession of the property. I couldn't have gone in and cleaned it. There was no opportunity for self-help.
So, what is that? Is that a phone?
Yeah, that's Bentley on calling. That's my daughter. We got different ringtones.
Oh, there. Okay. I'll give you a view of the phone.
Hey, Bentley on. I'm live doing a show with Marshall, the Topeka Factor. I'll call you right back.
All righty.
Love you.
Love you too.
See you later. So, I wonder if I lost my
family.
TikTok feed. Probably.
Is that the TikTok feed right there?
Oh, no, I guess we're
That's
back
on
on
the screen?
TikTok. Maybe it took the phone call. So
Want
anyway,
to say hi to Kevin, who's just tuning in.
hello, Kevin.
This
Hey,
is Facebook Live.
I'm
and we're
gonna
talking-
talk
we're
to
talking real
TikTok
est-
real quick, and I'm
we're-
gonna
we're
get
talking
some
real
coffee.
estate
Oh, we got one guy
with
watching.
Henry
Whatever.
McClure.
I'm gonna get some coffee real quick. Say hello.
Oh, hey, give me a little warm up, would you
Oh,
please?
yeah.
One thing about Henry, just about half there.
One thing about me, what?
Well, he maintains his humility by being willing to go get coffee for the guy who's staying seated in the studio doing absolutely nothing. That guy is me. So we're continuing with Facebook Live, and we've got this intriguing story of a local eviction. And of course, this I guess this indirectly pertains to some of the things you hear about the homeless situation in Topeka. In that we have maybe a number of people who cannot or will not pay rent. Thank you.
If I told you I wore a deodorant called Humble,
that would be a great matching deodorant for the 40-year-old bottle of English leather that I found last week in this
with
house.
the big wood top.
Yeah. And I wore some of that the other night, and strangely enough, I was not approached by I was not accosted.
Hey, they want American leather now.
Yeah.
Comes with a hood.
All the women in the room continued to ignore me.
English leather today would come with a hood and a whip.
Just as if they were ignoring me, just like I wasn't even wearing English.
So
leather.
did the English actually start the bondage trend?
Yeah, well,
you'd
have to research
in
that.
The dungeons.
You and Alistair Crowley. But anyway, back to your story.
So
what's the conclusion?
Well, here's what's really so. I brought up the.
You've got somebody who's really mad at you, even though you weren't the one that took his stuff.
Correct? No, they're mad at me no matter what.
Henry McClure.
Yeah.
Human lightning rod for distance.
Well, even McBride brought up.
Is that
there was? Yeah, McBride brought up. He goes, I think there's some bad blood between Henry McClure and the city of Topeka. He brought it up in testimony. And he goes, that's a shame because he basically said now he's caught in the middle.
And his stuff
is gone.
Do you have the name of the code compliance person?
I got it all.
Because I've actually had some dealings with, hey, Carolyn, she's up there. I think if I understand her previous posts correctly, Carolyn is up there in Milwaukee.
Does she know about the baseball player Mel Famey?
I don't know.
He's an alcoholic.
Mel who?
Mel Famey.
Mel Famey.
I'll tell you about it in a minute.
An alcoholic in Milwaukee, that's not
your neighbor.
That's not exactly an anomaly.
Yeah, that's your neighbor.
You remember Schlitz beer?
Oh yeah.
The beer that made Milwaukee famous.
Well,
it was also the beer that you would find in former Mayor Bill McCormick's refrigerator.
Well, so Mel Famey,
his favorite brand.
No, seriously, Mel Famey was an alcoholic and he'd drink in the bullpen. No, seriously. And
okay.
He's drinking the Schlitz beer and they call him up and the bases are loaded and he walks in the winning run. And as the team filed through to the locker room through the bullpen,
right?
They go, those are the beers that made Mel Famey walk us. All right.
I was going to say he's in the bullpen drinking beer, and he gets the call to go in to relieve, and he says, let me finish my beer first. Then talk.
Well, Babe Ruth played a lot drunk.
And then, there was a guy named Hack Wilson, who I believe still holds the until the steroid era. Hack Wilson for the Chicago Cubs held the National League record for home runs. He hit 59 home runs in the 1930s. And
was he a drunk?
Well, he was so hungover one day in the outfield that he deliberately got into an altercation with a fan
to get thrown out.
Because he wanted to get his hangover out of the sun.
Oh man,
Hack Wilson. Yeah. He
Well,
was,
and then you gotta love Churchill. Settled the war. He was an alcoholic.
yeah, we've got some more folks to say hi to. Melody and Leroy and Sharon and Ken. These are all Topeka people dialing in on the Topeka Factor. And we
So
got,
anyway, here's the moral of the story back in that lawsuit.
we got a story about a guy who was evicted.
So after
and the city code compliance
stole his stuff,
came and got all his junk while he was not around.
but I don't think his son is doing him any favors.
Okay.
Because so the judge stops the courtroom,
Right.
says, "Hey, I want everybody to turn your phones off and put them away. Because if I hear a phone go off, you're getting thrown out of here."
Oh.
So
okay.
I'm turning mine off as she's saying that, and I put it away.
Yeah.
So about 5 minutes into the trial, the phone rings.
Oh no.
And his son got thrown out.
Oh boy. Yeah. Well,
and then I got yelled at by his son. And I just finally had to say, peace be with you. Thy will be done.
Mm.
And I haven't been harangued like that since Sylvia Ortiz told me to not speak in the infrastructure meeting. But
hello, Reagan.
Ronald Reagan?
No,
spiritually.
This is Kansas City Reagan.
All right, Reagan. So
we're discussing, for the benefit of anyone just tuning in, we're discussing experiences in real estate that we've had with various city entities, as well as some of the legal processes there.
So as I'm leaving, I talked to the sheriffs, and I go, do you guys ever see to it that a guy makes it to his car safely? And they go, yeah. And I go, well, some guy is very angry that I just evicted his father. He goes, oh, the guy in the yellow pants, white shirt, and the hat? I go, that guy. He goes, yeah, we'll make sure you get to your car safely. He's out there waiting for me.
Wow. Yeah. Worst thing to happen is to have a home for sale and squatters sneak in and try to claim the house as theirs. That's happening in Texas. But these people weren't squatters. This guy was a legal tenant, right?
Well, when I met with the son, he told me he intended on squatting.
Oh.
He made that very clear. And he bought another guy I thought was a nice old dude. And then the guy stood up and wanted to take me on in the coffee shop in Julie.
In Julie?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I said, well, good. I didn't want you at this meeting anyway. Assault me, and then you can go to jail. Let's get the meeting over. Go ahead. Take a shot.
Give me your best shot.
Yeah, it's just like hack.
Yeah. Referring to Hack Wilson.
Yeah, Hack Wilson.
Oh my God.
Well, I have photographic memory. I can just see Hack out there getting beat up.
Oh, he was he was sort of Mr. Cub there for a while.
All right.
In the 30s. Anyway.
We took up a lot of time on that story. What do you want to talk about? Oh,
well, the one thing I could talk about would be,
so we need to get clearance. I don't think that 50-foot rule applies in inner city. So we'll get the frontage.
Okay, I will use this guy's last name. The illustrious Johnny Humpage.
Oh, I like Humpage.
Yeah.
What's he doing now?
Well,
does he got an ankle bracelet on?
No, but there's so many things.
Neither do I.
There's so many things that, and actually neither do I. Yeah. See, there's so many things that Johnny John does do that the question might be more along the lines of, what doesn't he do?
On my last DUI.
John, what are you doing? Go ahead and send me an answer on our
or have him call in.
Yeah, you could call in. And
Big John, what's he doing? Under the radar.
Well, I haven't seen him for a while. I know he was working at the Y for a while. I don't know if he's still doing that.
Yeah, I want those pictures back. It's so funny. No,
I'm talking about the actual Y out there on 37th
Yeah, I
Street.
used to go there.
Not the former Y.
No, I used to go there. So I installed some shower heads. And John goes, those won't last long. I go, what do you mean? He goes, somebody will steal them. And
Oh
they
my
did.
God. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
But I love that. Why? Because I used to turn on the water slide.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to go down the water slide all the time. It was great exercise. You'd go up like I think you had 33 steps.
Yeah, climbing the ladder.
Yeah, climb up the steps, ride down the slide. It's a lot of fun. Henry McClure Live.
Okay, here's a statement from one of our viewers. Property taxes here, referring to Topeka, are pricing retirees on fixed income out of the homes they spent their lives working to pay off.
You know,
So
I
as-
had an
as a-
idea. I
as a
had an
candidate-
idea.
As a candidate for the county commission in what district?
District 2.
There it is, District 2.
You know, I'm gonna have to get some
What-
ideas
what
for my
are you
people how to, because we got to stop spending money. We may have to curb services. I'm not going to build. I'm not going to use taxpayer money to build a saloon out in Ward Mead.
I guess one service you could curb would be code compliance, going around and grabbing people's stuff.
Well, I don't know.
You could save $600 a whack on that one.
They didn't enforce a court order from 2013 down on Adams, Southeast Adams, until Henry McClure Live shows went out there. And that's a fact.
So back on property tax.
We're gonna have to figure it out. And we're not gonna spend $3.5 million in overhead to have Go Topeka lower the property taxes, which they haven't done.
Okay.
So we can do away with that $5 million, and Blackburn and I can help decide what deals we're going to do. We don't need to hire Go Topeka.
By the way,
Has Molly Howie ever made a payroll?
When he refers to Blackburn, he's referring to Brett Blackburn.
Brett Blackburn
Who
is
is
running
running
for county commissioner in
the
District 3.
District 3, which is not.
That's over here,
Oh, okay.
right down there.
That's more like southwest, or no, southeast. There's District 3.
Bill is in
So
one.
we're giving.
Hey, look at that.
We're giving you all the facts. What is that? Phone call?
Hey, Blackie.
Oh, it is.
You're on live with Marshall Barber and Henry McClure on the Topeka Factor.
This is where we're talking about the county commission.
We were talking about
Who
you
should be
running
calling, but
for
an actual
District
candidate.
3, and then you call us.
Ask him about property tax.
Ask him. You just did. Hey, now look, if you don't want to be on the show, I understand.
Yeah,
You're just calling in. He's he's the chief engineer for wildlife. And
for wildlife.
Yeah.
That's with the state, maybe?
yeah,
Okay.
so he got a degree from KU in engineering, but never got his PE.
Want to say hi to Jennifer. When he gets back on, let's ask him about this comment about living on a fixed income. Still having almost $500 a month for insurance. Nothing.
Are they a veteran?
Kevin, are you a veteran? I don't know if this guy's a veteran.
Hey, Blackie, what are we going to do to lower real estate taxes, my brother?
That's the question. We got a guy here, one of many people on Facebook, talking about being retired, having to pay, $5. Yeah.
Zero-based budget.
Okay. So, well, what kind of budgeting are we on now with the county as opposed to zero-based budgeting? Okay.
But Blackie,
Let me say real quick, Facebook Live, we're here in the nerve center of
the Glass
McClure Real
Houses
Estate,
studio.
the Glass Houses studio.
So Blackie,
Wanna
one of
say
the
hi to
things
Mike.
I've been thinking about as I contemplate the amount of duplicity we have within our community. At the Expo Center, now Stormont Vale Event Center, and we have Visit Topeka, and we have downtown Topeka, and we've got Go Topeka, and we've got all. I think we have way too much duplication at the top, and I think that between you and me and our experience, we don't need Go Topeka, and we can make sure that the roads. Um, the roads get improved that are on the tax bill. Hey, tell them about the road project that you brought forward when you were on city council. Well, your phone's
Our connections. Not-
yeah, break the wind.
Facebook Live, the Glass House studio. Two candidates for county commission currently with us here. Henry McClure and Brett Blackburn on the phone. I think that's a better connection.
We don't. Yeah, I can hear you better.
Can you hear us okay?
We don't have anybody on TikTok watching, but that's all right.
Well, how would, could I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Who sets who sets mill levy? Well, is the mill levy something that is set by the county? Does the commission have the authority to set that, or who determines that? If you want to, yeah, I'm kind of wondering how it is we give people property tax relief in Shawnee County, what the mechanism for that would be if the county commission itself were to come to an agreement about the need to reduce property taxes. And do you then have, oh yeah, the last time anybody checked, Cindy Lauper wasn't on the Shawnee County Commission singing "Girls Just Want to Have Fun." But I want to ask you a question that, if you'd prefer not to try to answer this, I understand. But when you talk about expenses, one thing that really provoked my curiosity was right in the middle of this time post COVID, when everybody else was tightening their budgets, when people were moving out of office buildings, office vacancies at a record all-time high nationwide and in Topeka. We've got all this vacant office space. What does the county do? The county buys this huge new office building at the corner of 7th and Quincy. And that acquisition to me just never made any sense at a time when, like I said, people are abandoning offices. Presumably, more county employees are working from home, or in keeping with what you just said, maybe we need to look at reducing expenses rather than increasing expenses. So they buy this palatial, what is it, 3, 4 stories
Thank you.
right there
I'll
on the
see you later.
county? And is it even occupied right now? Do you have any thoughts about that? And well, everyone and yeah, and of course, another effect when the government buys a building, it takes it off of the private tax rolls, and so it loses maybe 10, $15,000 worth of revenue that had previously
Well,
been.
you could take that building today, and I think this is another reason why giving up my real estate license might make sense. So, okay, so for 4 years, I'm the commercial real estate department for Shawnee County. You get the benefit of 44 years of experience for 60 grand. Um, you could take, you could sign a lease that's favorable to the county. It's basically like some investors buying a bond. And so, based on the credit rating of the city, you can guarantee a rate of return that an investor would buy. So then part of the deal is paying property tax. And the city then could get back, the county could get back that cash and pay off debt.
So in essence, you're talking about a triple net lease
Yeah, do a triple net lease.
in which the county
But
taxes are, yeah.
I mean,
Want to
Henry McClure.
that building in Quincy is still consuming sewer.
So there's a lot of things we can do to lower taxes by um, just running things more efficiently. And the thing about Brett is, and I've known Brett since fourth grade, and everybody called his dad Blackie, and I've always called him Blackie. But Brett has got so much experience in the nursery business. And I'll tell you something, I hate to get all mushy here, but I had a moment when we were out at 37th and Gage where he took the time to see the beauty in a flower and wanted to go. He dug it up and took it home. He said he only has a few um, uh, few of those plants on his acreage, and there's some more plants that he's going to relocate. And I thought, wow, that was a beautiful moment. I hate to get all sappy here, but and then I thought about all the years that you had in the nursery business where you're working around all these beautiful flowers and things, and how fun that had to be. I mean, and making other places beautiful. Um, so it's really important for me to see Brett get elected. He's running against Aaron Mays, and right now that will get settled in the primary. And I need to
Oh,
raise,
that's in the Republican primary?
yeah.
Okay.
And there's not anybody running in the
In the general?
no,
Is that in August? That primary?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I need to collect some money, Blackburn for commission, and you know, Brett's mellowed over the years. I Some
There's-
people thought really when I really start talking brass tacks about Brett's tenure on city council, it's a way favorable rating. Because he went in, he I think he went in with a 4-year mentality. Like, look, I'll give it 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the problem is he didn't get it done in 8 years, and he did not get it done in 8 years. And he said that at the commission or at the ivory tower chamber meet the candidate that he wanted to consolidate the planning commissions. Well,
Okay, fine. Why wasn't that done?
yeah, let's do it now.
Yeah.
And did you see me at public comment? At public comment on Monday. What? Well, Blackie, I don't know if you saw me at public comment the other day, but I said under state statute today you can form that third planning commission. And I promoted your whole idea or the idea. I'll give you credit for it because you shook me by the collar, and we can do it today. And state statute gives the county the right to create a third planning commission in that 3-mile radius. And so look, be- well, Cook can't do it. He's a city employee. Cook can't do it today because he's basically a city employee. His law firm does uh, the what is it? The free gratis. He's a public defender, and so he can't create any conflict with the city. And also his whole attitude towards, well, you need to talk to the city about it. No, I need you to talk to the city on my behalf. You're my county commissioner. You're the voice of reason. You're a big shot lawyer. You know more about all this than me. All right. Well, hey, look, we lost Marshall. I don't know where, and that's kind of why I like the idea of floating, or I thought today maybe I could agree not to do business in Shawnee County with my real estate license. But I think if I just turn my real estate license in to the state and in advance made a campaign promise, because everybody um, I have this reputation of being a greedy money guy, you know, making deals. But so if I agreed to do that, let's kick that around. So have you raised any money on your own? All right, you need me to run around and pick up checks. I'll do that. All right. Well, if you need me to run around and pick up checks, you got Henry McClure at your service. All right, Marshall, you got anything? Let's let Blackie go. He's got to
That
get back
sounds
to work.
good. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for calling in, Blackie. Yes, sir.
You betcha.
I'll see you later. Well,
Yeah, for some
boy, when he
reason.
gets off the phone, he gets off the phone.
Well, yeah. Uh, that was a good conversation.
You got to go. You got to go.
I'm resuming. Yeah.
You got a big meeting.
I'm supposed to be downtown at noon. And what time is it?
It's 20 till.
Yeah, I probably ought to sign off. My Facebook Live feed got discontinued for some reason. They always say I've got a poor connection in here.
Oh,
And it,
well, so I need to turn. I got see that wire right there. I got the we're running off the modem now,
I say,
and I can put a wireless connection in here, so you can tap right off of it.
that might be. Yeah, that might be better. We'll try
Or
that.
actually, you can tap into that. Actually, has a wireless connection.
Mhm.
So we've got technical things that we're working out. We're a little unorganized, but we're working on it, trying to get the studio in shape.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we'll do
Another Topeka factor in the can.
it.
Oh, listen to this. I just got a phone call from a friend. He told me that it's taken 238 days. What was that? Did you hear that? It's taken 238 days to get a plumbing inspection for a Qdoba up in North Topeka.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding you.
238 days just to get,
A plumbing inspection.
holy cow.
And then finally, he begged the city to let him hire somebody to do the plumbing inspection. And they said, no, no, no. And then finally, they hired that guy and did the plumbing inspection.
After 238 days.
Yeah.
Well, as John Wayne would have said, we're burning daylight. What is the problem there?
You know, I drove the Wild Goose, his boat.
Really? Okay.
It was a party boat after he died.
Wow. The
You know,
Wild Goose.
the Duke was an alcoholic. Anyway, God bless his soul.
Many thanks to many people, John Wayne. Well, so
And like he said, life is hard. It's even harder if you're stupid.
yeah.
All right.
But if you're stupid, maybe you don't know how hard it is.
That's just like being in government.
Yeah. And you want to be in government. All right, knock yourself out, buddy.
Yeah. Well, charity starts at home.
Sure.
All right. Thank you again for another Topeka Factor.
My pleasure.
I'm going to get these things put into a feed,
Okay.
but I'm telling you, it's a lot easier going live on Facebook or on YouTube from here than there's no
Yeah.
uploading.
I'm kind of frustrated because we had a really good Facebook Live conversation going, and
You got knocked off.
then it abruptly terminated. It said because of
Okay,
a bad
look
connection.
for
And-
wireless things.
and
Maybe
I-
we can get this
And
done
I
before you
don't
go.
know if I can find the video that was hopefully recorded. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you mean the first part
Yeah.
about the McBride versus
Yeah,
Fox?
that I can't.
It's there.
I think I lost. I think it's
No,
been
you
lost.
won't lose it.
I
All
think
right.
it's been lost anyway.
I
it's all
love you,
right.
Henry McClure live. Marshall Barber from the Glass Houses studio. You watched another famous show of the Topeka Factor.
All right.
So I told